One Question is brought to you by Turnkey Search, a top industry search firm since 1996.
Without you revealing any of your all's, internal roadmap, what does mobile and what does the app environment look like for college athletics? I'm gonna say 5 years down the road, but that's a long time in technology terms. What about like 3 years down the road? What does this look like?
Yeah, it's exciting. The future, if I could predict it, we'd all be in a very special place, wouldn't we? But the future, we're really seeing more and more instant video in-game things. The more that you can have program-triggered events to the app, like this huge play just happened, and automatically the video's in the phone, which we can do now, and it's tied to the player bio, so they can click through and have this just super awesome experience that's program-related. Everything wallet, we all look at, you can have your tickets, you can have everything so that can be your wallet. Some of the trends that we believe are going to be really huge for college athletics with mobile technology is really simplifying that fans relationship. It can be your wallet. They can go to the game and they can have their food, their beverage, their merchandise, their tickets, and everything they want and never have to pull out a credit card. And it can just be a fully seamless experience for that fan. Also, all of the artificial intelligence that can predict what people want. This person comes often and gets 2 hot dogs and a Diet Coke, or this person comes and they always get the pizza. So you can automatically, we all kind of get freaked out when you're on the internet and you click to put something in your cart, and below it says, you may be interested in these 4 things, and sure enough you are. That artificial intelligence can actually drive consumer behavior and really impact them having even a greater experience and impact the revenue for the schools across the country.
You mentioned Uber, but what other technology brands do you personally look at as examples of just nailing this simple yet incredibly effective format, layout, execution on mobile that you all strive to do with from now on?
Boy, the Uber one's hard to go too far past because they're doing so much. They're giving you your wait time and you're visually staring at it. It's almost like that hold music. You don't leave the phone and wonder what's happening. You watch the Uber driver driving up to your door. You have a picture of the Uber driver. You know what his car is. You know what your costs are going to be. And you don't ever pull your wallet out of your pocket. And you keep thinking about what you're thinking about. So I think that the amazing mobile experts out there are figuring out how to be so high value to that fan that they just unconsciously are having a great experience and getting connected to what they want to get connected to and not having to totally leave what they're doing. One of the most important things in mobile technology and in sporting events is that we are creating engagement and connection, not separation and disengagement. You have to be a complement to the experience, not a takeaway to the experience.
Yeah, that's good. On your home screen right now, other than Uber, other than email, what apps do you use most regularly?
The apps I use most regularly would be Snapchat, Instagram, WeatherBug, Google Maps. Pretty simple stuff, and I use them all day long.
What's your view on Snapchat, Sue? I mean, you and I are not 25 and we're not 18. But I am of the peace of mind. I actually have a brother and a sister who are in that age category, and not just from what they tell me, but every all the media I read about. It seems like Snapchat is really coming on strong here. But what do you use Snapchat for, and what do you think the high value proposition is there?
Yeah, I am not in the age profile of your average Snapchat user, but I have an 11, 14, and 18-year-old, and that is the only way they communicate with me. They'll Snapchat me a picture of their face and write across it, "Will you pick up a Starbucks croissant?" Or they'll, Snapchat a picture of their friend and say, "Can we go to the movie tonight?" And so I think Snapchat's amazing. The thing that it appears people love about Snapchat is you are so in that moment with the people, and it's authentic. I think a lot of the younger generation comment that Twitter's amazing. They're stopping following some of the amazing people that they used to follow on Twitter because they know they're hiring social media people to manage their account and to keep it up. Snapchat's pretty authentic when it's your face, and I'm not crazy about Snapchat my face, but I Snapchat my feet a lot. So if it's your feet and they can see it's in your office or it's your feet and you're at a restaurant. I was in O'Hare yesterday. I Snapchatted my bag and an O'Hare sign, and send it back to my kids. They're like, "What are you up to, Mom?" And I Snapchat this picture to them. It's, the picture says 1,000 words, and it's pretty real time in that moment, and it's really hard to fake it. What do you think? Isn't that an interesting one?
You know what? It's the one that, and this, it feels, and I'm 33, and I am like, it scares me to say this, or I feel like my grandfather when I was saying, but it's certainly the first social platform that I feel like it has passed me by. Like when I do certainly get on Snapchat to see what people are up to, but I'd never do any snaps myself, and it's because I'm like, how do you do this? Like, how do you do it right? And so,
Yeah.
but right, I know enough of the anecdotal data and firsthand feedback from just my family members to know that there's something special going on there, and clearly a number of college athletics brands are executing, really well on that platform. So one other question.
I might, and I have a quick takeaway from that one if I wouldn't interrupt it.
Yeah, go for it.
I think one of the largest trends that I think we all need to pay attention to is, like with Snapchat, it's user-generated content. And that's one thing that these platforms need to have is constant opportunities for user-generated content. Here's a picture of me and I'm at the game. Here's a picture of the mascot and I'm at the game. And people are just wanting to demand. And you know what's so amazing about user-generated content? It's fresh, it's unique, it's really not repeatable. So it's always brand new, and it's creating just this element. These users and these fans can create content in a way that multi-million-dollar marketing firms struggle to actually capture the moment that people want to look at, as much as people might go look at so-and-so Snapchatting their face painted red at a game. So it's just an interesting thing I think we really need to keep promoting toward.
That's a great point. As you've started to build this business in college athletics, and obviously you hired Josh White, who was at Omaha, and he's leading a lot of your sales effort. What avenues of communication to leadership and the right leadership, thought leaders, people who can pull the trigger on this type of business investment, what avenues have you leveraged to really get in front of the right people? Where have you spent the most effective time?
Boy, that's a great question. We've tried to get involved with the NACWA. That's been a phenomenal organization to get to know and be a giver to, because our philosophy is be a giver first. If we can be a giver to the industry and start to understand the trends and the challenges and the desires of the people in the industry, we're going to make sure we stay of high value to what they're trying to get done.
And that's today's one question, brought to you by Turnkey Search, a top industry search firm since 1996. One Question is designed to give D1 Ticker subscribers valuable insights on how executive leaders in college athletics think about key issues on their respective campuses, in their departments, or within their leagues and conferences. One Question is brought to you by Turnkey Search, a top industry search firm since 1996.